Or is this thing on? Is this thing on, man? Okay. Okay. Well, little pumpski yesterday for show. Faux show. Or is this thing on? Hold on. Got a little feedback here. There we go. Man, I guess we could talk. Let's just talk about where we're at real quick. Yeah, I'll stay on the 5. So, we set some structure here. At least that, right? That's the only real external structure you have um, in this leg of price until you get down to here, right? This is just, a fair value gap. And so we started to get a little breakdown. I think a lot of people were hoping to see a sweep off of one of these lows. Um, for some upside, which might, we're developing structure, so it's possible. It's possible. This is the one down. This is one of the ones down here I had marked yesterday for a potential um, sweeping rotation back to the top of the range. Good news is I would say that we do have structure right now. Yeah, that would give me some confidence if we came up and broke 81,426 that we could make a rotation to the top of the range, and I think it would still provide enough risk to reward to justify a trade in that area. I think that would provide enough risk to reward. Yeah, it should be pretty decent. If we can get a break on that, I shorted on New York Open myself. Um, we've hit the pay button, so I'm not too excited. But my main issue is when I came on this morning, I'd seen that we had peeled that off, and then let's get down to the 1. So after peeling all this topside liquidity here, I was like, well, it seems like it's time to come down, right? And so you saw the 1 push up, 2 push up on open, and then down. So I grabbed a short there, but I'm more than happy to get stopped out and flip long here. More than happy to do that if I can get something to cooperate. Let's go in the meantime, maybe check the 4-hour. Can I use this chart? Is this chart a rec? All right. And then, as far as like, we should probably spend a little bit of time talking about, yeah, just this general thing. Get these highlighters off of here. And then I'll say good morning to everybody. We should spend a little bit of time talking about this, right? So this is that area that I think everybody had it on their charts, right? I know CBO had it, very positive. Alex had it. I've had it on the chart for a while. I think this is the area in which had that NPOC that CBO was referring to as well. Do we get indicators today? Is that a thing that we get? Okay, well, while we're waiting on that, so this is that area, right? I don't love the semi-equal lows down here. I think that those are problematic. Now, we'll talk bullish cases as well. But that being that NPOC right there, if we extend that over to the right, boom, boom, boom. The sky, right? That. And failure to close above that. I think that was, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's exactly where CBO was saying he was nervous about. Yep, I get it. We had a trade idea up in there ourselves. Now, this is a fairly significant initiation, right? Like that's a pretty bullish candle. Um, You know, I mean, it's more bullish than that one was bearish. It's more, this still looks more bullish to me than this one was bearish. But so I mean, as far as as far as bullish stuff goes, you know, I will always look at this to like as a shelf, um, and you know, say, hey, you know, we broke up from here, we had the inefficiency, it didn't take us up over something, you know, bigger like maybe this guy here. But it took us to a very notable area on the chart. So, yeah, it's demand. It's just the face of your demand has got a big, giant problem with it. And so better demand kicks in down here, right? But my problem with that is, you know, even if we had like downwards only structure coming into a zone like that, if we're down this far, even if we see a little bit of lift out of it, I feel like why not just snap all these final targets off the chart, right? You have that, you have the prior all-time high that hasn't been hit yet. You've got the demand range right underneath it, the nice juicy one in which all the volume stepped in on, all the long volume. If we go back and take a look at the volume as it interacted in that area, yeah, this might not be the best time frame for it. I think daily is maybe a little bit better. But this one right here. This one right here. Yeah, you know, so we still have some like really logical lower targets on the chart as far as I'm concerned to hit. So I can see a BART here. I can see a BART here. Let's get something else marked out on the chart. So whenever I'm looking at supply and demand, essentially what I'm looking for in a nutshell is I'm looking for like where is the area on the chart that like potential institutional involvement got in, and you know, like how can we spot that, right? Well, I would say in this circumstance it's fairly clear where the market maker got involved, right? Market maker got involved right here. Pretty clear, stands out like a sore thumb, right? I think it does. So I would suggest that we mark this zone. In the event that it returns to this zone and these positions are still open and the market maker intends to defend those positions, well, that is the very reason I want to have it on my chart. That would be the very reason I want to have that on my chart. So I want to know if they plan on defending those positions. And if they don't defend those positions, that also tells me handy information. So whether or not this gets mowed through is irrelevant to me because that still provides information, right? So even if price plows through here, that provides information to me. That tells me that we're coming down to areas like this. Yeah, that's what that tells me. If they don't defend this zone, that tells me we're coming. The likelihood that we are coming down here is far, far greater at that point. So there is that stuff. Let's go take a look back up here, and then we'll hop to some questions. I do have to cut it off slightly earlier today. Hopefully, I hold myself accountable to that. Let's see. Boy, we have an opportunity to literally fall off the cliff right here. Just absolutely fall off the cliff. Whether you were looking at, this is a break from here, and supply, this being your back test into supply, or you know, this chunk of supply right here. Either way, it's there, right? So we have initiated, we have mitigated, we have initiated, we have mitigated, we have continued and set a lower low. So right now, for me, it's just a matter of how does this resolve, right? If we, excuse me, sorry, that cold is still kicking with me. You know, are we going to break down from this? Are we going to break up from this? Are we going to SFP the high? Are we going to SFP the low? Yeah, there's yeah, that's where I'm at with BTC locally. Those are the only 4 paths that I have for it. Lose this, and you know, let the BART likely begin. SFP this with a 1, 2, 3, maybe rotate back up to the top. Same thing up here. Break this. Quite likely we are going to rotate back up to the top of the range. SFP this. Back down to here. There's no bullish reason to SFP this. I can't think of a single bullish reason to really SFP that. Yeah, no, I really can't. I feel as though if this SFP is that we're going to go down here. Yeah, and that's where I'm at with BTC. Yeah, because I don't have... No, none of this looks like resistance to me. None of that looks like resistance. A break of this, I think, equals this. And, yeah, I would be really surprised if it didn't ultimately equal that. Hey, and I'm gonna say good morning to everybody, like Aaron and LJ and Master and Dylan BA and Muckin 1001. That's a lot of muckin. Kulat, Oscar, Zena, and Alex. Hey man, sorry. Hope everything's going well for you. I guess you said in Discord that it was going well, but you know, we're good to see you anyway, buddy. Yeah, so that's yeah, this is where I'm at with BTC. This is where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Can we yeah. Can we get some lift off of kind of the first proper low that was set? Whatever, I don't know why I tried to move it. It was already in the right spot, which is also the equivalent of a retest of the previous high here. Should be pretty close. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty close. That looks pretty close to me. So can we get some lift from that zone? Rotate back up to the top of the range. I don't know. I'm currently short, but we'll see. We'll see what we see. We will see what we see. Yeah, like questions, times to go look at other coins or do that stuff. I have to, I gotta leave in probably like 20 minutes. So, what do we got? Oh, just a bad fall, but he's okay. That's good. That's good. That's tough, man. That's tough. Getting old's always rough. Yeah, that's my main problem right now. That's my main problem right now. Yeah, this was just bearish. When I saw that this morning, I was like, that's bearish. Because why would you remove liquidity prior to running? If the old market maker's plan was to like run something like this and pull it back up, I would think they'd want to leave that liquidity to domino on the way up. Yeah, it just, I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like this. That is not particularly bullish in my opinion. So the same way we had kind of talked about how there's not a bullish reason to SFP this high. This time frame doesn't want to let me mark on it very well, that thing. You have a 30-minute order block that sits right on top of it. So, That is probably a bit more comfortable to plan a trade out of, in my opinion. Bum, bum, bum. Not a not a particularly great risk to reward, but at the same point in time, I don't really suspect that it's going to come here, hit this, and then rotate back up. It's possible, like totally possible. But again, why would we mitigate and like remove liquidity before heading here to come back? That just doesn't make a lot of sense. It would make more sense to hit it first and then come back for continued upside. Yeah, this to this does not make a lot of sense here. For me, it just doesn't. Seems like the less likely scenario. Of course, I was epically wrong yesterday, so there's always that too. H bar, XRP. All right, let's do those. Let's get some, let's get some alerts before we leave. Yeah, cool. XRP. I honestly don't think we're gonna find too much different on XRP. Yeah, see, and this is like when we go back to the ES, we really see a very similar presentation on the ES that BTC has. Like they look so similar here. They look so similar here, it's not even ridiculous. And this thing is not particularly wanting to hold its 15-minute low this morning. Concerning when you have that gap underneath it. We are doing XRP. Let's just look at the 4-hour on this real quick before we leave. It's like a daily high time frame daily break here, retest, boom, slam. Peel some unmitigated demand, get a lift, but very undecided. Still strong high and weak low. It's about the same for Bitcoin too. I should probably remind myself of that. It's an internal only break. It kind of presents similarly. All right, let's go to what is it? XRP. XRPZs. What do we have here? What do we have here? We have a chart that probably needs a giant amount of cleaning up. Yeah, let's clean all of this action up. I'll tell you, I wish I had. I wish I had a bunch of. I mean, I do. I wish I would have had money to buy a bunch more XRP here. That would have been nice because I've only been talking about that for so long. For so long, I've been talking about that. But anyways, whatever. It's fine. So like I want to say that either this is your strong high or that this is your strong high. Happy with either one of those. It's fine by me. I want to say that that is your weak low. And that, yeah. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Okay. So you kind of have this, sort of internal break up here. Obviously, same fair value gap that everything else has on it. Sure. If we go, let's check that PVP. Oh, we don't got it on yet. Let's check that PVP real quick. I'm sure it probably hit something pretty similar. I mean, I can see that it hit supply, but I just wonder if it happened to nail an MPOC also, like coming out at no. So it's a little higher on this one. Interesting. Because I could see this and, just generally this entire zone here. This thing. But your MPOC is a little higher. wonder if there's any wisdom to that. Let's label that guy. All right, let's get down into the nitty-gritty on this thing. Interesting. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty on that guy too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So that alert's going to trigger here pretty quick. Let's get this guy out of the way. Come on, go away, magnet. It's too many lows down there for my taste. I guess you just missed this one, so never mind. It's just one too many lows. It's just one too many. Yeah, it's just one too many. So I suppose that's not super hateful, but yeah, so, again, you kind of, if you can flip this thing here, then I don't see any reason you're not going to run for that. That's if you can break it, not SFP it. Too early to tell still. And let's see if we can crack that guy. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I mean, you could watch out for this, but are we heading up for more stuff like that at that point? This is I don't love this chart. I don't like this chart as much as BTC. At least BTC had really taken, had really swept this, and yeah, no, this is a better low in my opinion. This is a better looking low than this situation here. Yeah, that's more problematic. All right, what's the deal on the Bitcoins? Let's take a little gander here. And see if the inverse of this will present. Like the initiation kind of thing like that. What you gonna do, buddy? What you gonna do? Huh? Yeah, so XRP not is it, hold on, let's switch this back to once per bar. Let's leave this breadcrumb on here in the event that I forget what I'm talking about. And let's see, we did some, yeah, I think we did, yeah. I don't know if I have anything else to say on XRP. Let's go back to the 4 hour and see if there's anything else worth really talking about. Nah, just make or break time. Just make or break time. That's all. That's all. Just make or break time. I really want this to be a Model 1 reaccumulation. I really want it to be a Model 1 reaccumulation. I do. Yeah, so I don't have too much too much more to talk about here. We could poke on some H bar real quick. Cleaning this area up. Oh, I got taken care of a long time ago. What is that giant green box? Huh. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so again, like it's looks to be in a similar position with the rest of the market. Let's grab this line and let's reappropriate it to this high. And so far so good, or are we going to SFP this? Are we SFPing that? Okay, so there's your initiation. Boom, 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 boom. Interesting. Yeah, it's in the danger zone. I don't see anything. I mean, the structure maintains its bullish stance on this. But it's just super in the danger zone. Anytime you have those giant gaps underneath you, you're kind of in the danger zone, in my opinion. In my opinion, you are kind of in that danger zone. Especially when you have like significant resistance areas on the chart and gaps below you. Be very careful. Be very careful. I don't think this thing has decided what it's doing yet. I don't think it's decided what it's doing yet. That's encouraging. It's encouraging to me that it at least removes some liquidity before rising up. That is encouraging. Nothing is broke bearishly yet. This is not a break. That is an internal, it's all internal shit. If anything, this leg's going to flip back to bullish here. Maybe take a run up at this high. But we still have resistance above it. But we still have resistance above it. So I still have to think about shorting here. And a short there could equal pretty low targets. Could equal really low targets, honestly. Because it could, if you get down to the gap, we all know what happens in those gaps. Really? Oh, really? Things are really volatile and very, very much up here. So I'm going to be very, very patient. I want crystal clear structure. Crystal clear structure. So far, not looking hateful. I mean, like, I like how this pulled back from here and is coming back into it. It's also giving us structure. This is so much better in so many ways right here. Because now we can put some extra emphasis on this low. Let's just move this down for a little bit. Let's delete some of this stuff. It's too noisy. Let's move this back up to here. I just want to know if that touched. Yeah, so now, yeah, we just have more information than we did before. Now we have, what could be a possible retest into supply and a potential break point, making, yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say I want stuff that's way more clear. Yeah, that makes this way more clear to me. And it also means that we may continue to cut through this thing, which is also good information to have. Yeah. Whereas if it had just pulled down here, I don't know. Whatever. I like it. All I'm saying is I got more information than I did the last time on the chart. So that is good news, because more information, the better, in my opinion. Yeah, still, I'm still can be very hopeful for this. I absolutely can still be very hopeful for this. This is the area I wanted to see swept. Trouble, I didn't long it because I didn't have anything structural to confirm it with, right? I need a break here. I need a break here. I needed initiation, and then I need to see what's happening. Yeah, I got to see what's happening after that. The short this morning for me was easier because we had removed that liquidity, and yeah, it just seemed more clear. Just seemed more clear that we could achieve at least here on the chart. This is not decided for me yet. Nope, not decided. Much rather be patient with the long. Yep. Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. Give me some initiation candles. Get your ass up there so I can mark this as demand. Yeah, get your ass up there. And then so you got right here was your initial market open fills. That's when they refilled their bag. So you start mowing through this stuff, and that begins to tell me that the move has already been decided, right? These positions are not getting defended. The intention was just to remove the liquidity from here for upside. So yeah, moment we start taking out these market open participants, I'm going, okay, that's good news. That's good news. That's bullish, in my opinion. That would be bullish. All right, and we did some H-bar. Did we do H-bar? I don't even remember. Did we do H-bar? Yeah, we talked about some H-bar stuff. And so, like, H-bar longs for me, let's talk about longs and shorts on everything, because, you know, apparently should have talked about more longs yesterday. Yeah, I need initiation. I need initiation up. We can draw a little bit better than that, I have a feeling. Up in here, I need to see like some strong initiation up into this area. Yeah, it doesn't matter what's over there to the left. I don't even care. I don't even care. I just need what's right in front of me here. I need a strong initiation up here so that I can return to this chart and mark this area as demand, and look for structure to maintain itself, right? Because you'll be breaking up from this. Yeah, that's what I need. Until then, I need good initiation, and then I'm happy to track back tests for longs, and outside of that, that's all I got. That's all I got. I mean, I guess I would say, yeah. We, with the exception of everything else that we talked about on BTC, this low has not been pulled yet. I would be interested in that low still. And this is the point on the chart in which the market makers got involved and created that fair value gap. So those are the other areas of interest for me. There. This is long. This is long. And we already have our short. So, yep, there's that. Sui. Oh shit. I gotta be, god dang, man, I wish I could stay. I have a feeling things are gonna get interesting here really quick. Okay, so we had a Sui idea here for all the same reasons that we basically on every other chart. But this looks pretty good, doesn't it? I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. It's like 100% through supply, right? Like with 90% through supply. That's the point in time where I take that off and I go, okay, well, supply may not be in control here, right? So we cut through all of that chunk of supply. I don't like to be more than 50% of the way through there. And so does that give me permission to start looking at this stuff as demand? Yes, it does. So internal breakup only. Your external high is still, up in this region. You do have 2 bullish candles here, so maybe that's where you break your external 4-hour structure bearishly there. We don't need this line, make it go away. Now this low has not been run, so that's interesting, and I think it still needs to be marked. And then we just have to go take a look at the contents of the local range really quick, and then we should be out of here on this guy. Yeah, I would be interested in a sweep of the bottom. I find that to be interesting still. I don't think you need a very big SL, because if it goes too deep into there, it could fall real fast, fill the gap. We did fill 50% of this gap. That's pretty nice. Little 50% fill. There was something that happened right here. All this stuff is pretty piss poor in here, though. Yeah. Unchallenged low, unchallenged high. Your first break of structure was there. It's your 15-minute break. Come down. Nothing that it's kind of a mess in between this line and this line here at the bottom. I find everything else to be a mess. Everything else to be a mess. This broke here and has not retested, so I suppose we should probably look at that as supply. Just trying to sandwich us in here. Yeah, I'm in and about this area on SUI. And I would put one more up at the top. For an SFP of this range high and the 4-hour high. Yeah, that would kind of be my buns on that one. Yeah, that'd be my buns on that one. And then, obviously I'm sure there's something lower here where Mr. Market Maker got involved. That's the candle push down there. So, we'll just, let's highlight this entire area here, put some more extra emphasis on it, and understand that's where market makers got involved that caused the slippage and created the gap. And outside of that, we are in this zone right now. Yeah. That's what I got on SUI. Hey Defiant, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. BC trying to hold. Remember to post your charts, Brew. I forgot, and honestly, I have to go, guys. I have to go. Yeah, the time has come. The time has come. I've got to go. Well, this looks good. This looks good. This looks good for continued upside. Yes, it does. Yeah, we're over halfway through this. I don't want to look at that anymore at all. I think it would make more sense to, no, that's not going to do me any good, to follow this leg up. That's where it is right now. Start targeting things like this and this. Yep. 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 That's where I'm at with that. Yeah. I have seen this model work so many times. So many times. It's It might be like kind of a model I made up myself, but when you see those gigantic rises, this will be the last thing I say before I leave. You see those gigantic rises, and this fair value gap gets created. I'm just of the opinion that people that still sit in those longs will hide their SLs below stuff like this. You know what I mean? And then that provides the liquidity. If you hit those SLs and they're longs and you hit those SLs, that causes sells. Those sells then fill the market maker's buy. And then you can see quite a bit of lift off of that. I can show you another example of it really quick, and then I'm out of here. I'll show you another example real fast. I feel like it is. What's it? I remember one that was really clear, and I want to say it's right in here. So we're going to go back in time and see if we can find it. Will it not let me use the 5 here? Oh, it's gonna be hard to find, huh? Yeah, I can't go past the 5-minute. Where were you? Where were you? Yeah, oh well. Oh well. I don't have time to go searching for it. So thanks for joining me this morning, everybody. You guys have a great day. Try to keep your minds sound. Everybody seems to be losing their mind anymore these days. Seems to be what I experience in my social circles. Everybody wants to be losing their fucking minds. So don't be that guy. And or gal. And you guys have a good one. I'm out of here.